Good Monday morning, everybody. So I'm back, and I'm back with a reading. I got us a oracle card and a couple of different things going on here. So the first thing I want to say, as per the usual, you guys, the healing intentions are set. And if you so choose, go ahead, stand in your power, and decree them for your highest and greatest good, only and always. With that being said, today is the day that we call Monday. The date is the day that we call the 22nd, in the month that we call January, in the year that we call 2024. So somebody had asked me, they said they were weary. They're growing weary of waiting to see some positive change, right? And they said, let's get a real timeline on when things will shift. When are we going to see true positivity happening the way they would like to see it? They said it would be easier if they just knew, is it going to take 2 or 3 years to get there? Or is it going to get 4 or 5? Is it going to take 4 or 5 years to get there? Now, in my humble opinion, the way that I feel around this whole thing is it's going to take as long as it takes, because it's not a time-based thing. It's an us-based thing. It's an us-based thing. So the power, looking to be saved is putting our power outside of ourselves, understanding that we save ourselves is putting the power back into ourselves, right? So as we're looking to go into a shift of more positivity, then it would behoove us to be the positive shift. So as we shift, as we expand, as we are ready, things will unfold. So the more inner work that we do, the more we clear those chakras, right? We got that card. The more we do our shadow work, the more forgiveness that we hold in our heart, the more love we hold, the less judging we do, the more connecting we are with our highest selves, our authentic self and source. The more we understand that we are source energy. We came from it. We pull that energy into us. We radiate that out of us. We ground that into earth. We are the shift. And the more we shift, the quicker the shift happens. I think I've said this before. If everybody just got on board, and we all just really worked on expansion and love and joy and being that shift that we want to see, everything would shift really quick, right? So I asked my guides after I had this long conversation if I was correct in that, and I got the yes. So the shift really, it's not like, oh, it's going to take 2 or 3 years, or it's going to take 4 or 5 years, or 6 or 7 years. It's really about when we're ready for that. So we become that shift. I've said this over and over again. We're the white hats. We're bigger than the white hats. We're bigger than the dark hats. We are more than them, right? We are many in comparison. We outnumber both. So the more inner work we do and the more expanded we become, the quicker things are going to shift, right? It's because the vibrational, there has to be a vibrational alignment for things to be able to be a particular way, right? That's why I always say, when you're doing your positive affirmations, first go back into that childhood place of joy, so that when you begin and hold that feeling, find your happy place and hold that feeling, and then do the wording and the thought process around it, because then there's the alignment. The reason why negativity is so easy to manifest is because if you're down in the dumps, and you're always saying you're down in the dumps, and you think the world's going to kick you, you're in perfect alignment being down in the dumps for you to bring in the world kicking you. So if you want better things, you've got to get your vibration up there, so that when you're manifesting those better things, if that makes sense. So we're the shift, guys. We are the shift. So with that being said, I said, okay, so with the understanding that humanity is changing and that we're shifting, we're growing, right? So we're no longer babies, and we're learning to really get our legs about us, and we're growing, we're expanding. Can you give us a story, a true story about where we've been? So where we've been, you guys, is we've been distracted. We've been in this 3D where we haven't been able to see what's truly going on around us, right? So 3D is when you don't see the truth. You're only seeing what's being shown to you. That's saying give them a circus. They gave us a circus and then we focused on it. So we've been distracted. We had world leaders. We had leaders around the world that didn't have our best intention at hand. And their intention was actually to crumble the foundation of humanity and bring harm to us. So that's where we've been. That was that 3D enslaved victim mentality, right? And we weren't able to see it for what it was. Where are we right now? Well, here we are. We've got the Fool, so we've jumped up an octave or two, right? So here we are. We've lifted our vibration, and now we have to do the physical work. We've got to do that physical work to bring in full enlightenment, right? To bring in that vibration and that shift that we're looking for. So that's where we're at right now. We have come up an octave or two, and now it's just continuing that work for that enlightened state that we're all looking for. Where are we going to be going? Well, we're going to be going into some more chaos. There is going to be some disappointment. There's going to be some hurt feelings. There's going to be some trauma. There's going to be some things that don't feel so good, right? Because we're going to be watching the light face off with the dark. Now, in the 3D mentality, you guys, we don't see it. We're only looking here. So we don't see what's really happening. In the octave that we've achieved getting to, we're able to see the darkness. So we've shifted. We have already shifted. I asked if I read that right, and I got the 3, which is I looked out and I saw it correctly. Okay? So now when you think about that, you guys, so we've already done this shift. We've come into a higher vibration. And if we're going to be seeing, because we're seeing the darkness, right? We're seeing it finally. We're not distracted. We actually see it. We're going to be seeing the face-off of this now. So we see the darkness, and now we're going to really start seeing the face-off between the two, okay? So where would that bring us to if we've shifted octanes already? Well, maybe that would bring us into that lower 4D, where the darkness is very apparent, right? So I asked, all right, universe, so with all of this information here, and you said that I've seen it correctly, and yes, we are the shift. So we've brought our vibrations up an octave or two or whatever, and we're still doing the work for complete enlightenment. And this is what we're going to be seeing in the near future. Does that mean that we've shifted out of 3D and we're more into like a lower 4D vibrational state right now? And I got the Emperor, so that would be yes. So we've shifted out of that 3D. We've shifted into like those lower 4D vibrations, which allows us to see. Because see, in 3D we didn't see. So this allows us to see what's going on truly in the world, right? And we have to see it to fix it. Like if you don't know that your brakes are bad, you're not going to get new brakes. But if you have an understanding that your brakes are bad, then you're going to get the new brakes. So we're in a place where we can see things and we're going to know what we want. We're going to know what we want. And that's really what we should focus on, because we're magical beings, because we are the shift. We want to focus on what we want, not what we don't want. We don't want to be bringing what we don't want to us. We want to be bringing what we do want to us. We want to be in that vibrational alignment. So we got a little while ago, we got the chakra healing, start clearing that physical, those energetic chakras within the physical body. Work on your chakras. Work on your root chakra where you're safe in the world. Work on your sacral chakra where you are in touch with your unique self. Work on that solar plexus where you're nurturing your inner child. Growing up your emotional body with that solar plexus work, right? Go into that heart chakra where you find healing, where you find love, where you find forgiveness, where you step out of judgment. Work on that throat chakra where now you're speaking from your authentic self lovingly, right? Go up into that third eye, start seeing things clearly. Go up into your crown, connect to your highest version of self and source. Work on bringing the information down into you. All of this is expansion. All of this is healing. All of this shifts us, gets us into a vibrational frequency that then, as we lift that vibrational frequency within ourselves, only those things that match us will be coming to us. So we are the shift, you guys. So we'll shift when we shift, because it's about us, if that makes sense. Right? So this is where we're going into the near future. We're really going to be seeing the face off, you guys. Some people will be upset because it's going to feel a little chaotic. But we have to get through this in order to get to, start. Then we'll start fixing things. And we'll be going through another shift in vibration. And the octave will go up again. But first we have to see things. That's where we're at. We're in those lower 4D frequencies where we're finally seeing things. It can't hide from us anymore. It's right there. It can no longer hide from us. And the only way that these dark forces have been so successful is to be completely hidden from us. And they're not completely hidden from us. So, what does that mean? Winning. We got to keep doing our work, you guys. We have to keep doing our work, just like everybody else that is involved in this vibrational shift taking place on this planet has to keep doing their work, and it will take as long as it takes according to us, right? And I think we're doing pretty good, because 3 years ago I knew so many people that didn't question anything and they weren't aware of anything, and now they're aware of so much. So I think we're doing pretty good, you guys. I do. So then I said, all right, so with the information that we just received, that we are going through our vibrational shift, we are in like those lower level 4D vibrations right now where we're seeing, and we're going to be really seeing more of that. And it might feel like chaos, but that's why it's so important to do your inner work. I think I said a little while ago on one of the videos that this is going to be a hell of a year, I believe. And how we feel about this year and what we witness in this year is going to really depend on where we're at emotionally. So doing our inner work, this can be an incredibly enlightening, positive experience to see all of these things rise up from the surface, or we can feel down in the doldrums because we're not moving along fast enough. So it's all about perspective, and it really comes from within. All right. So with all that being said, I said, go ahead and, first I said, okay, so, as we move out of these frequencies and people are really seeking to move into those higher frequencies, the frequencies of like the upper 4D and then moving into the 5D, what we really need to do is step out of this victim mentality. Is that correct? Bam, I got a yes, that's correct. That is correct. So the rest of the story with that is, so we have to step out of the victim mentality, because the victim mentality is the old age. We're moving into this age of liberation and freedom, you guys. So we can't be liberated and feel free if we're still stuck in the victim mentality, right? So really that self-empowerment, knowing that we hold so much more power than they ever wanted us to know. They wouldn't have been able to enslave us if they didn't keep us feeling small and in that victim mentality. So stepping out of the victim mentality, embracing our power, expansion, 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 healing, 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 love, 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 joy, 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 being the change we want to see, starts with each one of us individually. So we have to step out of the victim mentality, shake the bug from our back, and we'll be able to start new. Okay, you guys? So yeah, stepping out of the victim mentality. Once we don't feel like a victim, we're not going to allow somebody to do this to us. I mean, look at this. This guy is not really bigger than this guy, right? Oh, he's got some wings. But, the only thing that keeps this poor little bug enslaved to this bug is fear and victim mentality. He doesn't realize his own strength and his own power, and that he can shake this bug from his back by standing in his power, stepping out of victim mentality, and simply saying no. And that's when we move up another octane, right? That's when we'll really start something completely fresh. All right. So I said, all right. So with all of that being said, you want to give us a story around what to look for. What will we look for when we see that we're really moving into those higher levels of the 4D frequency and consciousness? What are going to be some of our signs? Instead of looking for 2 or 3 years, I'm saying show us what we will be seeing as a form of, validation that we're getting where it is that we want to go. So what we're going to be seeing, you guys, is you're going to start seeing children be a main focus, okay? And really, really with the sun and these children, you're going to be seeing them being a main focus, and they're going to be seen more as joyful, right? So we're going to start seeing our children differently. We're going to really be focusing on taking proper care of them. With this Queen of Pentacles, she is really all about those kids and taking care of those kids and protecting those kids. And we're going to see that type of nurturing come back in. So you might see more and more mothers say, you know what, I'm going to give up the career so that I can be with my kids. Or you might see communities saying, we're going to take our children out of these nefarious systems, and we're all going to work together to make sure that we're protecting our children and teaching them things that we feel are wholesome, things that we feel will help them move forward in the world productively and that can actually benefit them. But there's going to be an entire shift with our kids. And we're going to really know then that we're going through some major transformation. And with Temperance, it says it's still going to take us a little bit of time. But this is going to be one of the biggest focuses, right? So this makes sense to me because I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to speak frankly here. When I do readings based around the children, they get less views than when I do readings based around the money. Right? They get way less views. Now, I'm not judging. I'm just saying. You guys can go back and look at my readings based around children and see how many views it's gotten. And then look at my readings based around money and the financial system and see how many views that's gotten. And it speaks for itself. That speaks for itself. So when we're going to be moving into those upper 4D vibrations and the upper and then into the 5D vibrations, we're going to start noticing that there's a huge shift here on the earth plane regarding our babies. Now, for all of you guys here, I mean, that's one of the things that enrages you, right? And that's one of the things we all want to see stopped. It is the thing really that I believe will connect all of humanity once the truth, if the truth would come out about what's been going on with our babies, I think you would see giant leaps forward in this consciousness shift. But the truth isn't coming out to the degree that people like you and I would like to see, right? It's not that much in your face for the entire populace. It's still something you have to find on the back channels, or you have to dig into, or you have to really feel into it, and then you know it's all true. But we're gonna see a giant shift in this, and that's how we'll know that we've got some major change taking place, you guys. So don't think in terms of years, think in terms of us shifting. We're the shift, our consciousness shifts, we're doing the work, we're becoming enlightened, we have stepped up an octave because we're paying attention now, right? And so we're going to really start to see things face off, and things will really begin to shift. We've got to step out of that victim mentality, literally stand in our power, shake that bug off of our back to move forward, to start something brand new. There will be an entirely different view of how we go about raising our children, educating our children, and protecting our children. This is when we're going to know that we're really making huge change. In the meantime, what we're going to see, in the meantime, this is like really big picture, right? And look, I mean, we've got these two higher arcana cards on each end of nurturing our children. So, this is the ultimate goal, the bigger picture. But in the meantime, what's going to happen is more and more people are going to start getting their information from above. The crowns are going to start to open. They're going to start pulling in vibrational frequencies that help to shift them, that help to wake them up. They're going to start then, once they do that, it's going to give them enough knowledge to know to be very careful of the words and the narratives and the stories that are out there that are meant to what? Keep us distracted, right? So that's going to start shifting things. It's going to start lighting up. Look, lighting up the crown chakra with psychic information, which will start to poke people awake. In that period of time, when more and more people start connecting and starts lighting up more and more people's crown chakras and kind of poking them awake, and don't judge how long it's taking somebody to wake up. So that's part of the Cabal training, is for us to judge. Just stay open, loving, and forgiving, right? So as more and more people are poked awake, we will undergo a great healing here on the earth plane. We will undergo a great healing, all right, here on the earth plane. And then you're going to see a jump in empathy. So this is when you're going to start seeing and feeling more love radiating from people. Instead of the anger, the sadness, and the judgment, it's going to be more empathetic, which is it's really where humanity needs to be if they want to be in those upper 4D frequencies or in a 5D frequency. Those frequencies do not align with hatefulness. They don't align with anger. They don't align with judgment. Those frequencies are in alignment with compassion, empathy, love, right? So you start to see everything differently. So that's what's going to happen here with humanity, all right? And that's how we're going to know that we have now jumped into a different octave again, and we're now going into those upper levels of the 4D and climbing into 5D frequencies. And I asked if I got this right, you guys, and I got the moon. So yes, I got it right. Intuitively correct. So that's where we're at. So it really has to be about us. We've got to keep doing our work. And the more we do our work, we're changing the frequency of the earth. The more we change the frequency of the earth, because we're changing our own frequency, that enables the white hats to be able to do more stuff, because our frequencies are all in alignment with that. So it's about us, you guys. And always looking for someone to come in and save us is the victim mentality, right? Because that's saying we don't hold any power. That's putting our power out as we put our power outward. That doesn't align and allow for what we want to come to us. So it's about us. It's about us doing our healing. It's about us doing our expansion. It's contagious, you guys. It's contagious. The higher you vibrate, the more healed you are. That's a frequency that's going into the earth. We share the earth with everyone. That's a frequency that's around you all the time. The people that are closest to you and around you all the time absorb that frequency. The more they absorb that frequency, the more healing it is to them. And on and on and on and on and on. And that's why, in the healing modalities, we always say, heal ourselves, heal the world, right? Because with our own healing, it's just so contagious. People get to see the difference that you've made in your own life. Believe me, they are curious and they want to make those same changes in their own life. And the more they see that we can do that, the more they know they can do it. And it really is about us. It's about our own expansion, you guys. So not so much a timeline. The timeline will shift as we shift. So the more expansive we become, the quicker we get there, you guys. So with all of that being said, I went on and I asked for a I asked for a oracle card from the spirit energy deck, and I got ancestors. So with the ancestors, what this card is telling us right now is that we are in a place where we are healing things karmically for our ancestors, for all of our lifetimes before, all of our lifetimes that will come after. We can be in connection with our, if we do our work, we can be in direct connection with our past lives. We can be in direct connection with our past families from different lives, star families, all of it. And we're here healing that, you guys. We're here healing a lot. Ancestral healing going on here. And so it's not about how many years it's going to take, because time is just an illusion anyway. It's really about us, you guys. It's about us. And it's about us doing this work to attain enlightenment. Okay? So I hope that you found a little value in this. This might not be exactly what you were hoping for or wanting, but, let's not bullshit each other here. Let's not give false stories about, in 3 days, this giant shift is going to happen and it's going to be done for us. That's cabal training. That's victim mentality. That's looking for a savior outside of ourselves. When we all understand that we're all here collectively doing this, and that our job is to work on ourselves, and the more that we work on ourselves, the more we create that shift, the faster this is going to go, you guys. Remember, you're magical. You are more magical than you've ever been taught. You're more magical than they want you to know. They don't want you to know that you're pure magic because they couldn't control you if you knew that. Because the minute you know that, you shake that bug from your back and you stand in your power and you start fresh and new. All right, you guys. So know that I'm sending you much love, many, many blessings. I'm wishing for you all to, get in touch with yourselves this year, really do your shadow work, heal your trauma, become emotionally mature, expand your consciousness, expand your vibration, expand your aura, work on your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, and your spiritual body, and become that shift that we're looking for, that everybody wants. Become it. Become that shift. And let's see ourselves jumping up another octave or two, right? All right, you guys. Many, many blessings from me to all of you. All right. Love you. See ya.